Well, here we are Saturday night. Dad took off and we got his thing fixed. And we got this dude clean. Gave her a bath. Found out it had a blue cross member in it. Got rid of all that junk off of there. Got the motor washed. And we got the front end started to tear it down. We got that the right spindle and brake assembly off, and I'll show you the rotor here. This is lack of maintenance. The wheel bearings were great shape, or are in great shape I should say. Good grease pack, everything. Hold it steady. But yeah, the rust on this thing has just got it shot, and I'm afraid to run it. So we're gonna. This is the inside of it, and the inside brake shoe was not the right one, I don't believe. It's the right one, but it's the wrong style. It's not wide enough or tall enough. They were recently changed. I mean, they got good meat on them, but it's just not good here. So we're just going to change everything. We're going to put a new rotor on it. We're going to put on the new caliper, brake shoes. We're just going to redo all this, and that way I know it's up to spec and it's going to work. The hub was in good shape. Nothing jumped out at me there. Major rust on the spindle, but we're just going to take a wire brush and clean all this up, and that inner bearing is good. Nothing wrong there. I ended up being a little bit short on my hardware kit for this side of the shoes, or for the rear drums. So that's on order. It'll be here for next time I get home and be able to work on this dude. But that's what she looks like. On the other side, it's all assembled and on. I had an issue with the seal. I broke it when I put it in. This is our wonderful knocking axle here. Let me get this around. Yeah, see that in there? So we can get her to knock a little bit. Well, shoot, that side's all busted. I don't think repacking it's going to help. But anyway, that's where we're at there. We got what I'm looking for over here. We got this, and forgive the fast moving here, but ta-da, there we go. We got us a new U-joint to put in that dude, and this one had a grease zerk in it, but I guess it doesn't do any good if you don't use it. So there's our new one. So the other side seems to be okay. I'm going to take it apart and check it out. I've got those just on there with nothing on the insides, of course. This side over here is all installed, but I have to put the new wheel seal in it. I guess that's why they make those seal drivers, because I screwed this one up. Let's see if I can get it on film here. Camera. Well, where'd you go? I know you're torn. Somewhere along here. There it is. Right there. That's what happens when you miss with the punch. So just threw $12 or $14, whatever it was, out the window. I got the new end put on the brakes, brake line I should say. This one was the one that was rusted together. So got that put down and got a new line to put on it, and it's just laying here on the floor for some odd reason. So ta-da, our new line. We'll get that put on tonight, get that out of the way. My friend Eric just left and we are talking exhaust. I did not see this where this has split or starting to split. The seam is rusted out, so I'm just going to get a whole new intermediate pipe and put on here all the way up through there. With this clean, now I can change this gasket here in the back because it's leaking profusely, and I think while I've got it apart, I'm going to go ahead and change the front one too. I think it's probably going to need it. Got some cleaning to do here. It's rusted pretty good. I'm going to pull the bearing caps off the top and bottom and check those. Make sure the bearings are good and greased and all sealed up. So I don't have any worries there, I hope. One thing we did notice, somebody has, my dad helped show me this, but if you look at those U-bolts, I'm not holding the camera funky. The U-bolts are actually drawn back. The whole axle is sitting back about, I'd say a good 1.5 to 2 inches. So somebody has wrecked this, and what they did, instead of fixing it, if you look at this, they have cut and welded a shaft, the steering shaft, to make it fit. Because the wheels right there are pretty much straight, and that thing is off about 2 inches, maybe a little bit less, but it's still not right. So more inspection. This spring over here is sitting on the frame. It's not sitting like it's supposed to. So this spring is wore out, beat up, whatever. So we're going to drop this front axle out of this thing tonight and see if I can find some springs to put under it. I don't know how rough that's going to be. This is the shaft here that I took out of my dad's truck. Now this is what you want to fix. This is going to be kind of hard holding the camera. Let's go over to the vise and I'll show you here. Okay, there's our shaft. It's in the vise. So if you take this, this is supposed to go in and out. That's it. It's supposed to be tight. Not very tight. That's just flopping around in there. So after we fixed my dad's with the U-joint, which we have another one for this project right there. Okay, I'll be ready. There it is. Now I showed before, we'll smooth one end, 36 splines on the other. The Dodge steering box has a keyway right there. That's for your roll pin. That's in that, what I just showed you on the, for that type of connection, the stock connection on a Dodge. And then there's an actual flat on it. One thing we did notice on that particular item is, let me back that out here, that with this thing it does slide all the way down. it slides completely up against the seal. So you want to watch that if you go to this system, and you want to kind of fill up the bore with the splines and still have a gap between your seal and the U-joint here. And I'll put some stills up with either stills or the video itself of what we did on my dad's, but that's about how his sits. Maybe a little bit more shows, but other than that, that's about how it sits, and it's a dang near straight shot. So there's no wobbling around like this. It does its job, and it's very little stress on the system, and he said it drives like a brand new truck again, because he doesn't have the play in the steering. So I guess that's it for now. Keep moving right along, I guess. We're making headway, slow but sure. I want to get more done, but between parts and time, I'm just not going to get as much as I wanted to. Anyway, that's what she's looking like. Talk at you later.